Hey guys, welcome back to the Jay Sit Down Podcast. I'm your host Jay, and today we're going to be talking about NFL free agency as it is kicking off this week. Pretty much, basically, new league year begins on this Wednesday, March 13th. So we already had a couple moves happen. Russell Wilson signed with the Steelers last night after he got cut by the Broncos. Matt Jones got traded to the Jaguars from New England, so that was interesting. Even though we all knew that the Patriots were going to get rid of him, so he goes to Jacksonville. There's a lot of other stuff that's kind of going on, some rumors and things like that. We'll get into here on today's episode. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button in the right corner of your screen. Hit that like button. Share with your friends, family, football enthusiasts, as we continue to grow this platform and this base here on YouTube. I was talking about this with my friends one day. I've been doing this podcast for like the last 3 years now. So it's like, and this just keeps growing and growing each year. And we're just getting more and more followers. So please help us continue to do that and check us out here. Also, I'm gonna you have to make sure you check out my books as well, Soldier and the Soldier Retribution on Amazon. I'll put the links to those in the description below. So make sure you check it out. I would appreciate the support. Now, like I said, first let's start off with Russell Wilson. That was one of the bigger dominoes that's happened recently. As he, like I say, he signed with the Steelers last night, 1 year deal, and now the Broncos will still be paying him a good amount of his salary. He's not there anymore because of that big contract extension they signed him to. Now they're going to take on around 80 million, 85 million, I think, in dead cap money. So for looking at this from the Steelers' perspective, yeah, they're offensively they haven't been as good the past couple of years. Kenny Pickett showed some moments, and sometimes he looked good, sometimes he looked bad. But I do believe that bringing in Russell Wilson could bring in some competition for him because it should be a competition in training camp. I would definitely have those two compete for the starting spot because if Kenny Pickett doesn't show you anything, like especially the first couple games of the year, then yeah, you bench him. You put Russ in, a veteran who's won in this league. He's played in different spots, so he knows the game pretty well. It was a good move. Very smart move by the Pittsburgh front office to bring him in, a cheap veteran 1 year deal, and have him come in and back up Kenny Pickett or be the starter. So for Kenny Pickett's sake, he needs to work on a few things to ensure that he gets his starting spot, that he keeps that starting spot. He's his watching him now. Granted, the offensive play calling didn't do him any favors in Pittsburgh last year, and now it's most likely seem like they're going to lose Deontay Johnson too in free agency. So that's not going to help either. So I think Pittsburgh, they're definitely going to have to. Kenny Pickett rather is going to have to continue to up his game more and work on those things that were kind of, that was kind of prohibiting him his last couple of years. So, granted, it's only going to be his third year in the league, so coming up. So, still got time, but Steelers do think they have a roster, built to win very, within the next couple of years. Like they want to win. They want to get back to their playoff winning ways. And especially now with the Patriots not being at the top of the conference anymore, but now it's just the Chiefs and the Bengals, and the Ravens, maybe the Browns, so now it's just like the Steelers want to get back into that mix too. So I think it's a good move. I think for Russ, he's at the point in his career now where he's really just playing for the money now. He's got a Super Bowl ring. He's made a good amount of money. He's won at the top of the mountain a couple of times. Like he's won big games and he's, played very highly competitive football. So he's at the point in his career now where, yeah, it would be nice to win a ring, but he's just doing it for the money now. He just wants to, that's really the only reason why he's doing it now is what it's seeming like. Because if not, he could have signed to some other teams too, but he chose Pittsburgh. So interesting choice there for him. A lot of people were connecting him to the Steelers. The Raiders was one team people mentioned. Some people connect them to Atlanta, but that's not going to happen. We'll get to them in a second. But overall, very interesting. And like I said, the Patriots traded Matt Jones to the Jaguars, right? So Matt Jones, 2021 15 pick in that draft. In that draft class, he had a great rookie season, made it to the Pro Bowl as a rookie, took the Patriots to the playoffs as a rookie. I mean, had a decent year. Then, the next couple of years would just be very bad. I mean, the play calling was not good either. I mean, you had Matt Patricia calling offensive plays, Joe Judge calling offensive plays. Like, so I won't say it was all on Mac, but Mac wasn't playing to his, you know, to his potential either. So it went both ways. And now he gets to go to Jacksonville, be a backup to Trevor Lawrence. And but at least if you're the Jaguars that you have a reliable option to come in and start if Trevor Lawrence gets hurt, God forbid. But if he gets hurt, you have a guy in Mac who started like a lot of games so far in his career, his 3 year career. So somebody you can trust to come in and at least give you a chance to win the game. So tactical move on the Jaguar side of things, and for the Patriots, you get those draft picks in return. So um, nice to see that work out for them. In other news, of course, Colts re-signed linebacker Zaire Franklin. He is coming back to Colts on a 3 year, $31.26 million extension. So good move there for Indianapolis to bring him back. He was a very electric part of their defense last year, and so now it's good to see that they bring him back. The 49ers released defensive tackle Eric Armstead. He is now out of San Francisco, so it would be a very solid pickup for anybody who would want to you know a good interior presence on the defensive line. And yeah, Graham Glasgow resigned by the Lions on a 3 year, $20 million deal. Uh, so yeah, I mean, a lot of moves going on right now so far. Of course, nothing will be official until the new league year begins on Wednesday, March 13th. So that's when the new league year begins, and all these deals will become official. All these contracts, all the trades that are going on, they will be set in stone, in record. But now the big question everybody's been talking about is what is Atlanta going to do at their quarterback position? People are talking about Kirk Cousins. People are talking about Justin Fields. And like my thing is this: if you sign Kirk Cousins, then okay, yeah, it gives you a chance to maybe win within these next couple years, within this next 2 year window, because he's 36 years old. Um, gives you a chance to win fairly, like now, in the next couple years. And the defense is talented. It's better than what they've been in the past couple years. And so I know Raheem Morris and his coaching staff is going to continue to work on that and continue to get them to keep that going, and offensively, it's just you got to find a quarterback. You got to find a quarterback. You got to run it back in Bijan Robinson, who's very talented. He's electric out in open space. He can break tackles. He's very physical, very elusive player. Receiver wise, you do need another receiver, Drake London, and like nobody else. So they need another receiver, but get you another receiver in the draft, possibly for agency. Um, you know, and I talk about this on my like Falcons season in review and their off-season preview video, but I'll just kind of reiterate again. You got these talented playmakers, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, like your big three. Now just get you a quarterback because we all know Desmond Ritter is not going to cut it. And so the Falcons know that too. So if you trade for Justin Fields, I mean, he gives you a guy who can make plays with his legs. He's improving in his quarterback mechanics each year. He's gotten better each year he's been in the league. So it's just a matter of what Atlanta wants. I mean, does Justin Fields give them a chance to win right now? Um, I mean, it depends on what you define as winning right now. I mean, if you're talking about the playoffs, yeah, I think so, possibly. I mean, if they get another receiver in, we all know that the rushing attack will be lethal, because you got, like I said, Bijan, Tyler Algier, Justin Fields, who can run as well, and they design some quarterback option plays. Like for him, overall, I think Atlanta. Me personally, I would want them to go. I want them to go to Justin Fields. That's what I want. Bring him home. Let him be the quarterback here, and just yeah, let him continue to develop and grow and take us to where we need to be. I think Kirk Cousins. Nothing wrong with Kirk Cousins. It's just he doesn't give the window is much shorter with him. He's coming off an injury, ACL injury. He's 36 years old, and he's asking for. It doesn't give us much room to spend on other spots of the team for agency. So that's the thing you got to think about if you're Atlanta. If you go and sign Kirk Cousins, like you're not gonna you'll be able to spend on other positions of need. so much in free agency, like positions like receiver or maybe defensive line, edge rusher. If they don't draft one in this upcoming draft, but things like that you need. So it's just a matter of where your priorities focus. If you're the Falcons, I think Justin Fields is the better option. Now you're gonna have to extend him next year to a contract. You're gonna have to sign him to that contract extension next year. So but that'll depend on how he plays this year. I mean, I think he can get a hefty contract, but still, I think it's a better option long term than Kirk Cousins. That's just my personal opinion. So we'll see what they do. It'll be interesting to see what happens with it. I mean, like some other things around the league as far as where players might go, like Saquon Barkley, for instance. He's been linked to the Texans, which makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, get him with C.J. Stroud, and C.J. Stroud's been recruiting him there. So if he goes to the Texans, that would be a very deadly offensive backfield with him and Devin Singletary. Um, so yeah, Dameon Pierce will now. If that is the case, though, one of them would have to leave. I'm sure Dameon Pierce would probably be out, or Singletary. One of the two would have to leave if Saquon does come there, because that just would be too a crowded running back room, and so one of those guys would have to leave. But I would definitely like to see Saquon somewhere else other than the Giants, and he will be somewhere else other than the Giants. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, like I say, free agency is coming up. This is like the legal tampering period begins. Officially, I think today at 12 is when teams start tampering, as far as like tampering, offering players deals and stuff like that. But nothing will be making trades. Nothing will be official. Like I said, until the league year begins on Wednesday, March 13th. So just so you guys have that bit of information, but overall, I think this will be one of the more exciting off seasons we'll have in the NFL this year. Like it'll be, it's going to be different for sure. I mean, we already saw like a couple moves. Like I say, the Patriots going to look different at quarterback. Because they just traded Matt Jones. Russell Wilson's going to be in Pittsburgh. Like, so it's like these different things that leaves Denver. Like, what are they going to do? Who are they going to draft? So it's always a domino effect, and it affects other teams too. So it'll just be interesting to see how it all plays out. We'll have you all covered right here on Jay's Fifth Down as far as everything that's concerned with that. And I think I pretty much covered everything as far as everything that's happened so far. In free agency, like I said, I mean, Russell Wilson was the first really big domino signing when he signed with Pittsburgh, on that 1 year deal. So yeah, I mean, other than that, nothing really else has happened. So we'll see what happens as we continue to go throughout the day and the week. But I expect big moves to be happening, by a lot of these teams. So keep an eye on that. We'll keep you covered here on Jay's for Down. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, and share with your friends, and we'll see you next time on the podcast.